is not here tonight, but hopefully if everything goes well, he'll be here Sunday. He's on a different route, or he's doing two routes. So a lot of you have asked me if I would do the bows for y'all. So we're going to do the bows today, and I'm going to show you how to make bows and how I do them anyways. And if you're new to our channel, let us know that you're new so I can give you a warm welcome. Well, I say we because our followers are very warming. If you're on our YouTube channel, don't forget that follow button and then hit that bell so that way you get notified every time we go live. If you're on our Facebook page, please hit that follow button and give us a like. We would appreciate that very much. So, just making sure I don't delete anybody. So with that being said, we're going to get started. I am going to pull the feed up on my phone so I can watch with yous. There it is. Hi, Susie. Hi, Teresa. Happy Friday. So if you don't have a bow maker, I showed you last week, I think it was. I didn't hit the chat button. No wonder comments weren't coming up. There we go. Your comments. I showed you how you can use a piece of cardboard, and you can make these cardboards different sizes. As you can see, these are two different sizes. You can make a bow out of this. Or if you want to be whatever, you can make it whatever size you want. You can use these dowel rods and stick them on each side. And you can use this as a maker. And you say, well, how do you measure it? Well, you can use a ruler or a tape measure, anything you have to measure. Or if you have a mat, the dollar store does have these green mats. You can use one of those to measure. And I'm going to show you, you can make a bow with this even, because this is how I started out. Hi, Shirley. He is in bed. He's doing two routes still, and he's doing it this whole week. And they asked him if he would do it next week, and he said, no. It's really getting to him. So, all right. So on ribbon, we always have the good side and the back side of the ribbon. So to make it not confusing, I always say we have the pretty side and the ugly side. The ugly side has all the seams, the stitches, and everything else for the ribbon. So all you're going to do is wrap it around one of these poles here, your tail. That's going to be your tail. So with this, if you're going to do it like this, I know this is a little wobbly. It's just something I threw together at the last minute. You want to remember to do the 8. Okay. So this is the pretty side. So we come around. Wait a minute. Maybe not. Hold on here. Yeah. This one you just wrap. Yeah. Sorry. I told you wrong. I had to stop and think. You can just wrap this around as many loops as you want. But I am going to do this just to show you all that it does work. And you can just keep wrapping this around. And yeah, it's going to slide up and down, and that's okay. And since we started on this side, we're going to wrap around again. We're going to wrap this end around so that our tails are even. I say you always got to have a starting point. You always can't start out with everything, right? So this was my starting point. You can slide that off of those. But the one that I had made was really sturdy. Okay. Now you're just going to find your center, and you're just going to scrunchie it up. Like I said, this was a tail, and then where we started at was a tail. So we're going to pull that out. And then you can spread your loops, but you're going to make sure you want to put a Chanel or something here in the middle so it holds your bow. I can't get these apart there. I have wonky fingers. Yeah, CB should be back Sunday because he doesn't have to do that extra route on Sundays. So he should be here Sunday. I'm sure he's going to take a big nap that day, but that's okay. He can. I thought he was going to join us tonight because he got up for a little bit, but he ended up going back to bed. And see, once I have both hands, I could these loops out, but I'm just giving you a quick demonstration on how, if you don't have a bow maker, you can always make one. Like that. It's just super simple and super easy. Okay. So there's two ways now. I've showed you how to make a bow if you do not have a bow maker. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a fall wreath and the colors are going to be pink and blue. I know. So we're going to get started. And if you have a bow maker, I'm going to show you how to use the bow maker. And I'm going to give you tips along the way. Thanks, Teresa. Susie, you got it? Good. I noticed a lot of people's been getting their goodie bags. I said the only thing I want to do is see what y'all make out of it. I just want to be encouraging to everyone, so I just want to see what y'all make. So if you roll your ribbon like I do, and you put them on cardboard to make more room, let me slide this cardboard out. Or if you buy a wreath kit, sometimes these wreath kits will come with ribbon rolled up like this, and you think, well, I can't use the bow maker. You can still use the bow maker. Let me show you. I've showed this before. Just open it up and put it on that peg. That's what that peg's for, is to hold your ribbon spools. It'll hold this as well. You can open up your ribbon and it'll hold that. So I don't think these tails are going to be that long. So maybe about like that. So if you're new, it's probably best to measure out how long you want your tail. Okay. And then scrunchie it up a little bit. That scrunchy part is going to go right here in the middle. Then we're going to move our tail out of the way. Now, I'm hoping y'all can still see me. You're going to take this side and you're going to flip it, because this is going to be a loop. So like I said, there's the pretty side and then there's the ugly side. The ugly side doesn't have anything on it. It's where all the seam is. So you can flip that over. And now you're just going to put your ribbon back in here. And it'll scrunchie it up itself. And then you can mark how big you want your loops. I'm going to go down to the 5. I normally do 6, but we do have a big flower that we're going to be putting on there. So you want to scrunchie that down in there. And like I said, we want the pretty side showing. So we're going to flip this. You're going to flip it like that. And for those of you that have trouble fluffing, I'm going to show you another trick tonight too, once we get this bow made. Okay. Now, if you want to make sure that your bow or your loops are even and that you did it right, you can always bring them up and they're even. So this is how we're going to measure our second loop. So I got the ribbon through the holder. Basically, this is not a bow maker. It's just a bow holder. If you kind of go with that concept that this is just holding your ribbon so you don't have to hold it in your hands, it'll come to you easy. Just look at things from a different perspective, I guess, and it would really help you. All right, so we flip the ribbon because this is going to be the inside of the loop. And we're going to bring it back over. And I usually do the 2, 1, 2, 1. And that's what this is going to be. But I will show you how to make other bows. All right. So now we got our 2 loops on this side. Now we're going to put 2 loops on this side. And we're going to make sure they're the same. And they're all even. And there's our tails. I know the one's a little longer and I'm not worried about it because they got to be dovetailed, but I'll just clip that little piece off. Okay. Now, what I try to do is I try to put all of my 2.5 inch ribbon in the back of the bow and on my smaller ribbon in the front. Why? Because with these bigger, the wider ribbon, it's going to make your bow stand out more. So let's go ahead and use this. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and use our blue. And just open it up and laying it on there. So, and my thing is, this is the last tail that I made, that's going to be the first tail for the next bow. So I stopped here. So now I'm going to start here. And we're going to put it down in there. And we're going to twist the ribbon. And we're going to make the bow, or this loop, the same size as these loops. And then I twist on this other side of the pegs, smush them down there. And we're just going to measure it out with this other one. And at any time you guys have any questions, please ask. Don't hesitate to ask. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Now you can bring this tail down. And we'll just cut it off of there and we're done with the blue. So I always put, like I said, the 2.5 inch ribbon in the back. And then the 1.5 in between them. So this is the top bow. It goes down to the bottom. The bottom bow goes to the top. Your 1.5 goes in the center. Does that make sense? I mean, anytime you guys have any questions, just stop me and say, hey, I have a question. And I will stop and explain it. So once we're done with the bow, that's what it's going to look like once it's on the wreath, other than fluffing up the tails and dovetailing the ends. So I'm already manipulating the loops where I want them to go. So now we have this floral pink ribbon. And on the next bow, I got something else I was going to show you too. And with this, there's no really certain pattern. It's not like up and down. It's just all over. It's sporadic. So we don't have to worry about all of the tails and the loops running the same way. So with the 2.5 inch ribbon, it would be easier on you just starting out to go ahead and scrunchie it up. That shows where your tail is. And like I said, we ended on this side. So that's the side we're going to start on. And the reason why I do that is because you don't have this big, huge ball of mess in the center. It's just easier for me if I do it this way. It makes everything so much smoother. So I twist the ribbon on this side. I don't know about you all, where you live. Our pollen count has been so high here. Let me get a drink. So we're going to twist it and we want the ugly side up, which is actually the back side. But a lot of times when I say this is the back side of the ribbon, it gets confusing to some people. So that's why I say you got a pretty side with all the flowers, then you got the ugly side with no flowers. And so we twist it to make sure that we got the ugly side up. Now we're going to make a loop, and I'm not going to do the 5. I want to start stair stepping it down. So we're going to do this one on the 4. I know it's an inch, but that's okay. Usually a lot of people will do it like a 1/2 inch. They'll step down a 1/2 inch. I always do an inch because trust me, by the time I'm done fluffing this bow, it's going to make up that 1/2 inch. So that's why I do it. There we go. Now it's in here. So you're going to take it and you're going to twist it. Yes. Yes, I'm going to, Norma. Yes. And welcome. We're happy to have you. I do have some. I'm going to make another bow. I promise. So this is right here on the 4-inch. Now, like I said, if you're unsure if they're even, like I said, just grab them and check them. See, this one's just a pinch off. And this is, I was going by the bow maker and it's still a pinch off. So don't drive yourself crazy, okay? Nothing in life is perfect. All you gotta do is just pull that out just a little bit. And now they're even. So now we got our 4-inch loops. We're gonna twist this. And again, we want the ugly side up because we're going to flip this ribbon over and we're going to put a pretty side up. And you don't have to keep measuring. All you got to do is just go off by these tails. And we're going to flip it down here. Like that. And then we're going to bring our tail down. And you guys know my rule of thumb, don't never trim your tails till you have your bow on and you know exactly how long you want your tails. Because if you go cutting them now, you may find that you want them longer or shorter or whatever. So I always wait until the bow is made and it's going on the wreath, then I trim my tails up. Okay. That one's gone. So I'm going to use this pink next. Maybe. No. I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this blue because, like I said, this is going on a fall wreath, believe it or not. So I'm going to use the pumpkin. This is patterned ribbon, yes, but as you can see, the pumpkins are upside down going, see, there's a stem going down, stem going up, sideways. So it's not really going to be beneficial for me to show you how to do the directional. So I'm going to be making a Christmas bow next, so I'll show you on that one. So, like I said, if it's easier, scrunchie it up and put it in there. So now we have this, or the pretty side up, and we don't want the pretty side up. We want it down. So you're just going to twist it. Because we're only making one loop. And I wanted to bring in that blue along with some pumpkins for our fall wreath. So we're just going to measure it out. This ribbon's really stiff. It's a good ribbon. It's stiff. And we're going to twist it on this side. And bring it down. And once again, like I said with these tails, or the loops, I go ahead and I manipulate my loops where I want them. So this one's obviously going to stay in the middle. This is the top one, so it goes down. And this is the bottom one so it goes up. Remember, bottoms up. If you remember bottoms up, you'll never forget. I know, not a way to remember it, but it's okay. So this is the top loop, so it goes down. The bottom loop goes up. Oh my goodness. It's sticking on everything. Very thick. And something else I wanted to point out. Yes, we use the 1.5 inch ribbon in between the 2.5, and then up here we put 2.5 and 2.5. It's okay. There's no rules in crafting. There's no rules in making a bow. It's have fun with it and do whatever you want. So I just wanted to point that out. So now we're going to add this blue in there. And since we ended our tail on this side, this is the side we're going to start on. And all we have, oh, nope, this is our new one, sorry. Seriously, all we have to do is measure from the ones before. No, this is a new bow, sorry. Okay, right there, it's about 3 inches. Hi, Debbie. Oh, you're so welcome, Norma. All right. And we are going to make 2 loops with this one. And like I said, if you want to, you can just pull these loops up and you're going to see that this one's a little bit bigger. There we go. So now we have 2 loops exactly the same. And when you're first starting out, this is just advice that I'm giving to people that I would give you. It's just advice. You don't have to listen to me, okay? I would always start out with a good canvas ribbon. I would make sure it's canvas. Sometimes when you get satin or you get, here's another one. It's not really satin. I don't know what it is, but this is going in our Christmas bow. But it's like almost like satin and it's silky. These ribbons have a tendency to slide and move, and it makes it a little more tougher to make your bow. So if you're just starting out, I would shy away from these until you get comfortable making bows, then start adding like a little bit of this in there at a time. That's like a helpful hint. Like I said, you don't have to take my advice if you don't want to. It's okay. But that's what helped me. I shied away from those ribbons because they were so slick that my bow was sliding all over the place and it looked like a hot mess. So I started sticking with just nothing but a good canvas ribbon, and it made it a lot better until I got the practice and got to where I can make the bows a lot better. Then I started slowly incorporating them. Okay. That's just a little tip for me. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and roll this up. I'll do it later after the live. Now we'll top it off with this pink. Because it is a fall, like I said, wreath that we're going to make, and it does have a lot of pink and blues in it. I know, right? Pink and blue for fall. What? All right. Like I said, I take these off the rolls so I can fit them in my cabinet and have a lot more space. I have more space, then I can buy more ribbon because I, need to fill those spaces up. But anyhow, a lot of times when somebody buys a wreath kit, you'll get ribbon like this in the wreath kits. And a lot of people are like, I can't make a bow with this. Yes, you can. I'm giving you that confidence today. You can open it up, find the center, slap it down on there. It's not going to go anywhere. I need to go this way. Okay. We stopped on this side, so this is the side I'm going to start on, and it doesn't leave the big mess, the big huge wad in the center. So we're going to lay that down, and we're going to twist it. I don't want the tail twisted. And all we're going to do is just measure this with the blue that we just put on there. Twist. And now that it's the same, put it down there. And we can clip. And the tails, whether you take them out from you or you bring them to you, it doesn't matter. I just do them out, especially if I'm on a live. But a lot of times if I do my bow pre-made before I go live, because it's going to be a big project, I sometimes leave the tails near me or bring them out this way. The tails doesn't matter which way you take them out. And we're going to clip that. We'll move that off. Hey, 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 hey. There we go. Now, I take my zip tie, and this is the longest one. Oh, let me move my loops out. Sorry, I got excited. The top one is down, and the bottom one is up. And why I do that, I don't know. That's just the way I've always done it. Now we're going to take our zip tie. And you can get zip ties anywhere. Walmart, the Dollar Tree has them. I don't think they have the big ones, but Dollar Tree does have some. You can order them from Amazon. So before I even remove this out of the bow holder, I'm going to zip tie this really tight. Not super tight. Now I can get it out. All right. This way, none of my ribbons is going to move. So let's move that off to the side. Now I want to get my wire ready because I'm going to have to attach it to my reed. You can use wire. This is 22 gauge that I use. The dollar store has some wire, and it's fine to use too. Or you can use a Chanel. If you're going to use a Chanel, make sure you put 2 Chanels together and then use that, because you want to make sure you have enough to attach it to your wreath or centerpiece or whatever you're making, swag. All right. I'm going to fold this in half. Grab my needle. Now, I do have some of these needles in our Etsy shop. Yeah, I'm not good with a camera. And I have them in all different colors. They're already packaged up. So you're going to want this. This is the godsend. So when you look at your bow, you can see where it's indented right here in the center. You want to make sure you slide your zip tie right there in the center. I don't need this. I was going to use that to put this wire through there, but I don't need it because it's still kind of loose. And then you're going to slide your wire through. Hand tighten it. And the reason why I say hand tighten it is because you still got to fluff your bow. You got to work it and make sure all the tails are in the right place. So this is what they call breaking the bow. You want to hold on with the wire and the zip tie. And you just want to work it. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. See how this is all twisted right here? Right there, it's twisted. When you're breaking the bow, that's what you're doing, is getting it out of that bind to where it's not twisted right there and it doesn't look all clumpy. Right there. If you're having trouble breaking that bow, I'm going to show you this. I have never showed anybody this, but I'm going to show you guys today. You guys are special, so I'm going to show you this. When I first started doing bows, I could not break that bow for nothing. Not for anything. And it was driving me insane because they were all twisted and turned. It happens when you're making a bow. So, let me tighten this up. There we go. I grabbed a hold of this like I was getting ready to fluff that bow. Spread that loop apart. Come down here to the base and just pull it. Just pull it. Now it's not clumped up anymore, is it? Do the same thing to the front. Just pull it at that base. That's like my little cheat sheet that I'm only showing you guys today. You're the lucky ones. See how this one is kind of twisted right there? We're just going to grab it from the bottom here. And we're just going to pull it. Grab it from the front. And pull it out. That one's still twisted. There we go. It's like it didn't want to turn. There. Now that those two loops are broke. They're not twisted down here at the base. If you have to, do them all that way. See down here where it's not lined up right here? Oh, thank you. Hi, sis. Yes, blue is trendy for fall. Oh, wow. Hi, sis. I'm okay. Yeah, painting cream and blue. Blue's my favorite. So you just grab it down here at the bottom on both sides and just pull it apart. Go to the back side and just pull it. That's all I'm doing. And I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, but like the ribbon from where we was twisting it is like this. And you don't want those big clumps there. So I just grab it on each side of that ribbon, right down there where it's in that zip tie. And I just pull this apart. Then it makes a smooth bow. So that's what I'm doing. It's hot in here with all them lights on. It took me forever to be able to break a bow. And there's still days I can't break a bow. And I'm not even going to lie about it and pretend like I can. You know, we all have our days. And there's days where I can't break a bow. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and get frustrated. I'm just going to grab it by the ends. You can see that ribbon moving. Isn't that awesome? That is my neat little trick, like I said. Everybody has off days. Grab this one. This one was a good one to show you. See how it's all scrunchied up right there? And that pumpkin is not right. Just reach down there by the bow or by the center and just grab that ribbon and just pull it apart. Now we have a whole pumpkin. That's what it's doing. And you can do that on the front too. Thanks, sis. Thanks, Susie. The red one. Oh, the pink one. So this should help y'all out, hopefully. This will help y'all out with making bows. But we are going to do a Christmas bow. And I'm not going to fluff all of this. I'm just going to do the one side just to show you in comparison how to do it. I'll fluff it later because I do want to make another bow with print on there so you can see how to do the printing or how I do my print. Just grab it down here in the center, pull that ribbon apart. All righty. Now I'm going to straighten this up And our tails, always bring your tails to the front and just run your finger underneath of them like that. Yeah, and if your tails are messing up like the loops were, do the same thing with your tails. It's not going to hurt your bow. Now, look at that side. It looks like it's a little wicked and off place or off balance. I'll fix it later. But I just want to show you. You see how big and nice and full the loops look compared to the side that we just made. None of it's been fluffed out. And it looks like a hot disaster mess, but it's not. It's just taking the time to do your bows and fix your loops and pull them out so where they don't look like a hot mess. Okay, so there's our fall bow, and we're going to be making a fall wreath coming up. I'm not sure when. And we're also going to be doing the jelly bean challenge. Gross. So the reason why I picked out these colors, I'm going to do a centerpiece, and I'm going to use this bow on that centerpiece. I'm going to show you, if you have a long enough piece like this is long enough for a tail. Don't ever waste your ribbon. Ribbon is costly. So, okay. What you can do is you can use this one for a tail, and you can bring that up. This is the top of the bow. This is going to be our tail for the bottom of the bow. Okay. Yay, I'm glad it did that. Okay. So I can show you something else. So as you can see, I'm probably not going to get 2 loops out of this 2.5. Not even sweating the small stuff. I'm going to show you why. This is a little trick that I'm going to show you guys. Now this one, I'm not going to make the loops very big because like I said, it's going on a centerpiece and I don't want this ginormous bow on there. So I'll probably do it 4.5 maybe. Yeah. We're going to turn that. Okay. Now we'll check our loops. Oh, this one's still too big. Just tap more. Yeah, we're going to bring this one up since we've already got 2 tails down here. And I know I've got more red polka dotted ribbon, and I could finish it out with two more loops, but I'm not going to because I want to show you something else. Let me trim some of this down so it doesn't poke me. There. So now we got ribbon tails going up, and we got ribbon tails going down. Okay. So let's do the truck one. Maybe, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do the truck. What the heck? Okay. Get out of there. Good word. So we have the truck. And when you go to put it in your bow, you got to decide, do you want the trucks driving up into the loops, or do you want the truck driving down away from the tails or from the loops? This is where you have to make a choice. So what I do is I figure out how long I want my tail, and we're just going to have them driving up to the loops of the bow. There's my one loop, or my one tail, and I clip it. So I want to start over on this side. So the tail's going to go down this way. And I always make them by hand. I know there's some people that put them in the bow maker and then they'll twist it and make them all the same. But the thing of that is sometimes they flip back, number one. And number two, it makes the bow super, super chunky on that side. And what I mean is they will come up and they will grab this loop and they will twist it. Well, sometimes that loop's not going to stay, depending on what kind of ribbon you have, number one. Number two, when I let go of it, look what happens. And then you start piling more ribbon, but yet I'm going to hold this up and I'm going to show you. See how bulky that is whenever you twist it like that? This is the way it was. And if you want to turn it over because it's pattern, look at how much more bulkiness there is. And then when you go to try it and break the bow, it's just going to go flipping right back. So I don't do it that way. I've never had great experience. Now, if you have, that's great. I'm happy for you, but I've never had great experience doing that. So I just don't do it. But I will cut my tail off. And then since this is a pattern and we want those trucks going the same way, they're both driving up to the loops. I gotta figure out where I stopped at. Okay. So with this, you got to figure out what we did 4.5 on this. I'm going to make 2 loops since we only made 1 of the red. We're going to do 2 loops because remember I said I do the 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 loops, then 1 loop, 2 loops, then 1 loop. This is a little trick. If you don't have enough to make 2, but you really want that ribbon in there, just do it with 1 loop. And then the next set that you put on, make 2 loops. It's just that simple. Don't sweat the small stuff. I'm telling you guys, don't sweat the small stuff. All right. So with this, this is the pretty side. This is the ugly side. Okay. So we're going to bring it over. I call it under over. This is the underside. Let me measure it against that. Hey, that was a good guess. It was just a pinch off. Okay, so here's our tail. Now we're going to bring it over. And all you got to do is measure it with this other loop and see if they're the same. This one's too big, so we're just going to pull that. It's still just a tad bigger. There. Now they're about even. So we still have the pretty side up. We're going to go under. And all you do with this, you just tuck it in there into your hand. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. We will fix that at the end. Okay, pull it out just a pinch more. Sorry, folks, that's my OCD. And then you go over. See? And I did put the center on. That's all right. It's just how I made the bow. It's just 1 loop, so it's okay. But now all the trucks are all going the same way. And we have this little tail up here, so we're going to make another little tail up here. This covers up that dead spot. That's what it does. Okay, we'll move that one off. You know, my truck's upside down. How on earth? Yeah. Is it Monday again? It sure feels like it. We'll fix it. We'll just swap them back. I thought I had it right first time. There. No big deal. Okay, and here's the other tail. And we're going to bring that up to the top. There we go. That one was trying to twist. And sometimes those things happen. It's not that big of a deal. And we're just going to manipulate that ribbon and make it stay there. So now we have our 1 and then our 2. Our 1 and then our 2. And then our tails up here at the top. Like so. I'm just going to go over this way just a pinch more. I know. I would fuss about a bow all night long. I really would. That's why I have to pre-make them before I go live, because I just can't leave it alone. There. That's good now. And like I said, you can always check your tails. They're the same. So if these two are the same, you know these two are the same. Now let's put this one in there. And of course, this one's easy to see which one's the pretty side, which one's the ugly side. So this one's really dull, so that's obviously the back. This is the front. So our tail ended on this side. I'm trying to make sure I stay in frame. Our tail ended on this side, so we're going to start on this side. And that just cuts down from having a big, huge knot in the center of your bow. And with this, there's plenty there. We can do 2 loops. So we'll do 2 loops with this. Oh, I need to stair step that in. Okay. Right there. And like I said, when you want to measure your loops, let me move this up to this side so you all can see what I'm doing. Sorry, folks. There we go. You can just bring them up and see if they're even, and they're even. So we're not going to do anything with these loops except for make another one. We're going to bring that over, make another one. Good. And bring it down. Don't ever be afraid of a pattern like the trucks, like this ribbon. Don't ever be afraid of them. Don't ever shy away from them, because practice always makes perfect. And another thing is, sometimes we can be our own worst critic. So go easy on yourself. Okay, done with that one. So now we need 1 loop. I think I'm going to add this. Yeah, this one in. And I got this last year at Joann's, and it's lasted me forever. I see. Okay, there we go. Trying to read comments and it keeps freezing. Ugh. Still haven't heard anything from the cable people either. Cable internet. And there we go. No, there's our one. So I had this little bit of Santa ribbon left over. And I thought, let's do something fun with this. Let's go ahead and add this in. Now, if you only had a smaller piece of ribbon, let me show you. Of course, because I want a smaller piece, that's going to be big. Yeah, of course. And I just knocked everything off. Oh, well. Okay, let's pretend like this was just really a small piece of ribbon. You could always do, actually, I'll just go ahead and do it. We're going to put this in there. And we're only going to make one loop with it. One. And it's going to be the small one in the center. And we're going to bring 2 tails down. And they're going to be on the same side. And it's okay. I'll show you how to do that. And the Santas are all going different ways, as you can see. So it doesn't really matter on that ribbon. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. Get my zip tie. And when I get my zip tie, I'm going to try and turn this around to where hopefully y'all can see. I make sure I go up underneath all of them loops. So way nothing gets left behind. And I will check. Make sure that's up there. Then where these poles are, or these rods, dowel rods, you can go right there in between them. I gotta make sure all the tails are up right. And then I find the other dowel rod on this side and make sure I get all of my ribbon in there. Ah, you left? And then you can lift this up. And I'm holding on to my bows, or my loops. I keep saying bow, I meant loops. Slide this bad boy over. Turn it around to the back side. Tighten it down. That way it doesn't go anywhere. And if you get this too tight, it's okay. I'll show you what you can do. These handy dandy needles, like I said, they are in our Etsy shop. And they do help put these bows onto the wreath as well. I think I need this big piece because it's the centerpiece. That's all right. Turn it over. Put your wire in there. And you can squeeze that down in there, like so. And we can do this. And now our bow's on there, our wire's on there, and then all you have to do is fluff your tails. Oh, this, you can manipulate this ribbon to do whatever you want it to do. Just grab it and give it a good tug, and it'll be on that side, and this one will be on this side. Run your fingers underneath of your, and even if you've made a bow a while back and it just needs a lot of fluffing, this is, you can still fluff ribbon. Run your hands underneath the tails like this on both sides. And I know this one's a little longer. And then you can start fluffing your bow. And we've only got the one red loop. you just want to manipulate that bow. And like I said, if you can't manipulate it and you got your zip tie too tight, just grab it from the bottom. Spread that baby out. Like so. And now it's not all scrunchied up at the base of it. Now for our tails that are coming out through the top, I always trim these. Flip them over and trim them. I do dovetail them. That's cutting them at an angle. Put them away. And we'll do this one. You start from the bottom and you go up. The wired part is always outward. So you want to start on the inner side and cut it at a diagonal, see? At a diagonal. That's how you dovetail. And that's what I'll do on the bottom of the bow too as well. And like I said, I have this red, we only did one loop of the red polka dot. So we're going to do the 2 cars that goes over it. And I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to grab it from the bottom. Instead of trying to break that bow, we're just going to grab it and we're going to manipulate that ribbon the way we want it. Just like that. See? And so now you got these 3 loops here fluffed. And I can fluff the rest of them later. I'm going to show you guys another bow that you can make that's super easy. Easier than this. Let me stop fluffing. I would be here all day fluffing. So there's our second bow for our centerpiece. Let me grab some ribbon. I'm not going too far. I'm just grabbing ribbon. Okay. I've been back here cleaning all day long, so I haven't got everything put away. Okay, we're going to add some black. Let me see what else I got in the way of black. Yeah, maybe some of this. Now that I dropped all the others. And we're going to use some Harlequin. This one is going to be a really fun bow that I'm going to do with y'all. Hi, Shauna. Oh, you're not late. We're still making bows. Okay, I'm going to put the purple on the bottom. Purple, lavender, whatever color you want to call it. CB is on his last week of doing 2 runs. He's told his boss, I can't do them no more. I'm not getting any sleep. So this is his last night. Yeah. No, tomorrow. He'll run it tomorrow and then he'll be done with that second run. Yeehaw. So as you can see, I didn't pull my tail forward. I've got it right here. It's not, and my tail is about 7 inches long. I'm still doing the twist method. And I'm going to make 1 loop. Okay. One loop. And we're going to make this one, let's go 6 inches. Yeah. Then again, no, let's do 5 inches. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't want the bow to consume what I'm going to be doing with this. Okay. There's no twisting. You do not twist other than that first one to make your loop. And you're going to bring this down and you're going to cut it. Boom. Just like that. So you got 2 tails and 1 loop. There's not a whole lot of twisting on this. Okay, let's put the black polka dot on there. Oh, well, okay, great. So this one's already pre-cut. That's fine. So now, since we have the loop on this side, I want some tails on this side. So I'm going to take my black one and I'm going to do about another 7 inch. Don't move. All right, now that you're on this side, twist the ribbon, and we're going to do another 5 inch. All these bows or loops are going to be 5 inches. That's what I said, right? Yeah, 5. And we're going to put this in there. And we're going to bring this one down, and we're going to make it even with this. Done. These you can save, and you can make those ribbon flowers with. I don't have time to make them, so. And I got a bunch of them saved up already, so I'm just going to toss it. Sorry. I hate tossing ribbon, but. So now we have 2 loops like this. Okay. Let's do our trick or treat ribbon. If I can get the tape off my fingers. So we got a loop here, loop here. So now we need to go back on this side. And with this saying trick or treat, I don't think it's going to matter too much. So let's just roll with it. A lot of times if it's pattern or if it says words, you kind of want to make sure, but it's only going to be 1 loop. It's not going to be 2 loops. So it'll be fine. There we go. There's 2 more tails. Okay. Hi, Laura. How are you today? Now we're going to use this Harlequin ribbon. Get the tape off of it. Praying CP will be able to get enough rest on Sunday when he gets home from work, and he'll be able to join us. So our tails just came out on this side. We got 1 loop on this side. So let's go ahead and put our tails on this side. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And then we will bring out another tail. And we're done with that one. And we'll just spread our tails out yet again. And so far, this is the way it's looking, our little bow. This is going to be on something that I'm going to be doing with y'all here real soon. So I'll just have all the bows made. Isn't that cute so far? So now we're going to use this one to end this bow. All right. We will go 7-inch tail, and I never trim my tails until I get the bow on whatever it is I'm making. So this way, whoops, I know I have enough ribbon tails. And we'll move that down. Let me clip this. 7 inches. And we can move that over on this side, this over on that side. And we'll fluff this baby up. And you can go ahead and start moving around your loops if you wanted to, and your ribbon tails, and you can put them anywhere you want them. This will move very easily. You can do whatever you want with these. This is just a really easy, simple bow. And I call it the spider bow or the funky bow. I don't know what it's really called. I don't even know who invented it. And I'm sorry, I apologize to that person, but I don't know what it's called. So I got my zip tie, or my zip tie. And we're going to go around here like this. And then we're going to slide this up. We're going to hold on to it and slide this around to the back and tighten her down. And I haven't tightened it all the way because I got to put something in there, because this is going in, like I said, into another, it's not a centerpiece. It's something different, something I've not done yet, and something I'm going to do. Yeah, it's going to be another bow for that project. So and you do your tails the same way. Fluff them out. And see, once you get it all fluffed, it kind of looks like a spider. Yeah, he's got today's Friday. He's got to do that second run. He's on 2 routes this week because they have some people that's out because they got hurt or whatever, and some people are on vacation. So he's doing 2 routes. So with him doing 2 routes, he gets up at 9 o'clock at night. He eats very little, and I told him I'm worried about him not eating, but he's eating just very little. He gets something to drink, and then he goes and gets a shower, and then he leaves and he goes to work. He leaves here around 10:30, and I don't see him until about 11 o'clock the next day. And he comes in, he eats a little bit more, gets him something to drink, and then he goes to bed. And he stays in bed till about 9 o'clock every night. So, but he has to do that tonight and then Saturday night, and then that's it. They wanted him to do it again next week, and I said, I think you should tell them no. It's okay to say no. It's called a safety factor. You're not getting any sleep, and because he'll wake up periodically throughout the day, and he can't sleep. It doesn't matter what I say or what I do. I can be so quiet, it still wakes him up. Speaking of, he just woke up again, so it doesn't matter if I talk or if I don't talk, he still wakes up. He may come in here and pop on and say hi. We'll see. So I'm really looking forward to him getting off this route that I have tonight and tomorrow night. And he's just really wore down. So I told him Sunday when he comes home, he can lay down and rest and get some sleep. So this is a floral stem. I'm going to use this on the back of this bow because, like I said, it's going to be on a project that I'm doing, that I will be doing with you all. And this is going to be fun. It's going to be something I've never done before. That we'll be doing with y'all. So I'm going to slide this in behind the bow here, underneath that zip tie. There it is. And I'll end up twisting that later with the pliers. And then you can just take your ribbon and fluff it back up. He's headed to the kitchen, folks. I'm sorry. He ain't going to come and say hi. He's going after the food. I fixed him homemade Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and I don't remember what else, but yeah, I think the smell may have woke him up. That's one of his favorite meals. So, and I'll give you a little hint. I'll show you what I'm going to do with this bow. Now I'm going to tighten this up. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yeah, this one's really easy. And like I said, they call this the spider bow or the funky bow. And you can manipulate these ribbon tails. And like I said, I'll trim them off. But I will show you what it's going in. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Before I get off of here, yep, here's our second bow. And here's our first bow. And I will finish fluffing those bows up. And I'm telling you, practice makes perfect. If you all have a Family Dollar, not the Dollar Tree, but Family Dollar, how sticking cute. They're $3. But this wood is thicker than what they normally have them. And you can paint those. I went up there the other day and I found these and I said, oh my goodness, I have to get one of each. How cute is that? And the last one, dun, 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 dun. Isn't that fun? A little witch's pot and a kitty cat. I thought that was cute. And you can tell that they burn these out. I turned it over. I seen where there's a little bit of a burn mark, but that's okay. We'll just throw some paint on there and it'll be good. She'll be good. And I got to get a couple more things, and we're going to take this picture frame. No, I'm not framing myself in this, but this bow is going to go on here. But I don't want to tell you what it is until I get everything, because I may not find the supplies. You know, everything's so short. But we're going to do something with this, if I can find my supplies. So, you want to come in and say hi real quick?
I didn't fix my hair.
They don't care that you have drool hair. It's okay. They still love you.
I don't have drool hair.
You don't?
No.
Can't wait. Yeah, thanks. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, everyone.
Did you run to the kitchen to eat?
No, I didn't run to the kitchen to eat.
Told y'all. All right. You want to tell them bye? I'm done.
See yous.
Sunday?
Yeah, it's 7:30.
Did you hear that? 7:30 Sunday. You guys get to see him.
I'll make sure I take a nap early.
Everybody's saying hi, CB. Be safe out there. Yeah. I told him I'm going to make you sleep when you get home.
Yeah.
All righty. This is it. 3 bows today. I hope y'all maybe learn something. Don't ever forget to practice, and don't be so hard on yourself. I was so terribly hard on myself. Don't do that. Don't do that. You are fabulous, and just go with it and have fun. Have fun. That's the most important part. All right. And if you have to, go back through and rewatch this and slow it down, pause it, whatever you need to do. Do it step by step, and then it'll start coming to you naturally. I promise it will. All right, everyone. Y'all have a blessed weekend, and remember to always be kind. Much love to y'all. Bye. Oh my gosh. Me and computers.